know, and it's time now to pay tribute to the nation's dads and the work they do. And it seems more of them are preferring to stay at home with their young children instead of going back to work. Well, latest figures suggest there are around 235,000 stay-at-home dads. That compares to just 111,000 in 1993. That's an increase of 124,000, more than 100% in the last 22 years alone. Well, one of them is Neil Sinclair. He swapped a military career for the challenge of raising a family and has written a book about it, Commando Dad. Good morning to you. First of all, what was Commando Dad about? What were you trying to, well, share your thoughts on what you should do?
Well, basically, good morning, Julian. Nice and lovely to talk to you this morning. Well, Commando Dad is really about, it's the basic training manual I wish I'd been issued when I was a first-time dad and really didn't know one end of the baby from the other. So what I decided to do was just to take the skills I've acquired over the years of being a stay-at-home dad, which is 13 years now, and put it into a manual that is really practical for a new dad to get his hands around being a dad.
So what are the big do's and don'ts according to your manual?
Well, I think the do's, the first one, the definite one, is being a Commando Dad is a hands-on dad from day one. And also as well, my book Raw Recruits, the first one is pregnancy and childbirth. So when you find out you're going to be a dad, you've got 266 days to get yourself prepared and to do all the tasks you need. So, you know, it's do get prepared, do get hands-on, and don't be, you know, I'd say when you're a new dad, you know, don't be too hard on yourself, because when a baby cries, they're not critiquing your parenting skills, they're saying that they need something. Oh,
don't you believe it? Well, what's the appeal to you for being a stay-at-home dad?
Well, I think the first decision was really, me and my wife, we sat down together and we decided that we would really like one of us to be at home with our children to actually bring them up and not to put them in full-time childcare. We decided that I was very fortunate actually. My wife was able to go back to work, and I was able to make the decision to stay at home. Now I know some couples can't do that, but that was the decision for us, that we wanted one of us to be at home, and it was me.
Former Army commando to a stay-at-home dad, was there any sort of conflict of interest there, or perhaps in terms of your kind of gender roles? A very macho thing to be a commando, but then to stay at home, what sort of problems did you find there, if any?
Well, I think I was speaking to the researcher yesterday, and I said one little story when I took my boys around to the supermarket once, and I was doing some shopping, and this guy went past with his wife, and she said to him, well, you know what, he's doing the shopping there with his children, and he turned to her and said, well, he's not a real man. And I just, and I went to him, excuse me, mate, have you, did you say something there? And he went, oh, no, no, no. And I was like, okay, fine. But you know what I mean? I think I never had a problem with it, and I think I'm very, very fortunate in having spent so much time with my three lovely children.
Do you think there is still a stigma, if you like, though, with dads staying at home to look after their children?
I think there still is, and I think we've still got plenty of work to do. But I mean, on my website, my Commando Dad forum, I have a forum there, and I'm always having chats with dads who do have, sometimes they find issues with people with going to play groups and things like that. And what I say is, you know, let's keep working at it, and let's keep going to the play groups and keep enjoying our children. And you know, over a period of time, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there, and there'll be that equality of, it's great